What's up YouTube? What's up Twitch? Today I am back with another live book review. So as of right now, while I'm doing this live stream, I uploaded volume 3 already. So make sure y'all check that out. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what your thoughts. So today I am doing volume 4, which is Tracks, called Tracks. This is. Let me get my notebook because I wrote notes on this too right here. This had, I think, one less chapter than volume 3. Then all the other volumes usually have 4 chapters, but this had 3 chapters. This one 4 basically starts off with I I usually call him Invisible Boy. His name is Tristian. He's in the reality with OG, Chloe, the Chloe that is together, that is in love with Max. And Max is still in the reality with little Chloe and Rachel, and the Chloe that is in love with Rachel, but who's still Max's best friend. So, let's get started into the review. Let me get my chat up. So the first chapter I wrote a lot of notes. I'm gonna start talking about my notes, and then that's usually how I do my book reviews. I read basically off my notes, and then of course I elaborate and show y'all the pages of what I'm talking about. So I wrote the Invisible Boy, who is Tristian. He meets the OG Chloe. Volume 3, I also put Volume 3 gave us a sneak peek because, let me go get the book for y'all. Before the last page, should have already had this with me. Where is it? Right here. The last page right here showed that the OG Chloe was talking to someone. And of course you would have to assume that she was talking to Tristian, seeing as Tristian went into the old reality. I'm gonna read this again. I'm just gonna read the 2 dialogues, and which was hello. So that shows us that Chloe was talking to someone, so we could only assume that she was talking to Tristian. Then also in Tracks, Max decided to save someone. His name was, I think, Lawrence. She saved someone without causing herself pain. So that basically tells me that as she's getting a little stronger, that she can do time travel without, nosebleeds, without causing headaches and whatever. And then I also put because it's parallel timings. In the new Chloe, Max rewind so the boy didn't get hurt. And OG Chloe, he fell off the cliff and he just hurt his ankle. So they basically throughout Tracks, they're showing us parallels of both the realities. Only difference is one has Max, so she can rewind shit. Now we're gonna talk about chapter 2. Like I've been talking about parallels, it gave us a parallel to Before the Storm. And before I even read that note, I'm gonna read the dialogue. I have to find it. It's in chapter 2. Chapter 2. I think this is chapter. Okay, yeah, right here. And let me just start from the beginning. Oh my God, look at this. To our left, that forest. The Prescott National Forest, oh spare me. No, and the Prescott Valley, geez, we surrounded. Shudder. Don't let Rachel too close to the forest. She has a way with trees. Now, if you played Before the Storm or even watched it, when Rachel found out that her father was cheating on her mother, still her mother, she raised her, cheated on her mother, with this strange woman. She doesn't know at the time that was her biological mother. She got so angry and got so mad. And you remember when she pushed, she lit the camera on fire. She put it in the trash and she pushed it, and then she yelled. That implied that Rachel had some power. I forgot what the power was, even though the game didn't say what type of power she had. But I feel like she did. But yeah, that was a knock to Before the Storm if you played the game or even watch it. So when I seen that, I was like, yo, I was very excited. This book also has another cameo with another character from the Life Strange game. But we're going to get to that in like chapter 3, I think. So yeah, it gave us a little parallel to Before the Storm. Rachel burned the tree. I even wrote the line where it says, "Don't let Rachel close to that forest. She has a way with trees." New Chloe. I put new Chloe. Oh yeah, I put new Chloe and then I put Before the Storm. So I feel like this new Chloe in this game is kind of like the Chloe from Before the Storm. I think the new Chloe is Chloe from Before the Storm. She just feel like she's that version of Chloe. And then I also like that Max and Rachel are having that friendship and be able to vent to each other. Throughout this book, Rachel has been a little, insecure, and like I said, I can see why. Just like in the first Life is Strange game, I think it was the episode when they were at the pool, and I think Chloe and Max were talking about Rachel, and also a scene where the first episode when she got to Chloe's house, and I think Max was like, "She took my place." Max will always have an impact in Chloe's life, just like Rachel will always have an impact. And so now that, in this book they're both there, it's like both of them having thoughts of, who matters more in Chloe's life. But not knowing that both of y'all matter to Chloe. Chloe loves both of y'all, and both of y'all have a tremendous impact in her life. Let me find that so I can read it for y'all. It's chapter 2. Yeah. So I'm basically gonna read these next 3 pages for y'all to basically show. So do we think Chloe read the straws she gets to change in the luxury of Gladys while we get the mushrooms? Quite possibly, Rachel. That is quite definitely possible. Hey Max, this is a weird time to bring this up, but yeah. Well, it's I guess there's no good time to say it. Privacy isn't easy on the road. What's up? The thing I said to you when we thought you were about your Chloe, about the 2 of you. Oh, yeah, we never talked about it after. Max, it's okay. I know there's so little that's normal about any of this, but you kept it to yourself all that time. I was scared to tell you. How could you possibly want me around if you knew? Max, in 2 years, you never given me reason to not want you around. You make Chloe better in different ways than I do. You make me better. But it's like you said about that other Rachel Amber. She wasn't me. She's only a possibility I could have been. So I'm guessing the same applies to Chloe. My Chloe is not your Chloe. My Chloe that Rachel's in love with is not the Chloe that Matt's in love with. Her choices, her experiences, what you went through with that Chloe Price, you must miss her so much. More than we could have fully understood. I'm so sorry, Max. I can't imagine that loneliness. I'm so sorry to have added to that pain. Thank you for bearing it. I think you're probably the strongest person I ever. And then this is, I think I showed this on my TikTok, Max and Rachel hugging. Them able to have a vulnerable moment and both assured to both each other that, hey, the common thing we have is our love for Chloe. We love Chloe, and Chloe loves us. Whether it's platonically, romantically, love is all around us. Oh shit, God, I'm sorry. Don't be. That must have been a long time coming. About 2 years, yeah. She know. You think she knows our Chloe? I don't think so. But if you think she should, no. The Chloe person I'm in love with isn't here, but my best friend is. I don't want to make things any harder. You make a badass pirate, by the way. I may not be a part of the original crew, but I can swap the decks if need be. Are you really gonna do this? Captain's order. So I'm really glad they were able to be friends, to have a vulnerable moment, to know that, hey, regardless which Chloe, we love her. Also I put that now that they are on track with each other, there's a page where OG Chloe kind of sees the new Chloe. And let me go to that page real quick. It's in chapter 2. Right here. I don't know if you can see it where I'm pointing, but in the mirror, I think that's... Let me see. Is that old Chloe or new Chloe? Okay, so I think this is OG Chloe, and then the girl in the mirror, that is new Chloe. That's the Chloe with Rachel and Max. And they can kind of see each other, so that means that Max is on track to possibly going back to the timeline with her Chloe. And now we're gonna get into chapter 3. Tristian, aka Visible Boy, Pitts, who is both in both timelines, she's really getting suspicious of Tristian because the man just popped up. She doesn't know who he is, and he's always appearing somewhere and acting skimmish. So she's becoming suspicious of him. Now she's starting to ask questions and stuff. And then guess who? Like I said, we had a little cameo that popped up, and that is, before I even mention him, let me go to the chapter. Let me go to the chapter before I mention his name. Before he even turned, I knew who he was. Also, for any Victoria fans, she does appear in this book. She has a few dialogues, but she's not like a major character in here. Chapter 3. And guess who it is? If you played Life is Strange 2 or watched it, this man here is Brody. This auntie was the only white character that I fucked with in Life is Strange 2, because most of them were goddamn racist as shit. So this the only white character that I fucked with in Life is Strange 2. This is my guy Brody. And honestly, I could see why he's in this, because his job is traveling and writing about his travels. So I can understand why he's in here. I was really excited to see Brody in here, a little cameo. Also, Tristian and Lawrence, who in Max's timeline with the new Chloe, she rewinded and saved him from falling off the cliff. But in old Chloe, he fell. Him and Tristian are kind of flirting a bit. So I think possibly in the next chapter or whatever, they're gonna get together. I feel like they're gonna get together, and I'm really rooting for it. Also in this chapter, Chloe blows up at Max. She basically tells Max, hey, you don't need to be the savior all the time, and that you need to assess the situation, like when she saved Lawrence. In the old Chloe, he just broke his ankle. He didn't die. So, but in her timeline, she rewinded what would have happened, because I think she assumed that he was gonna die by falling off the cliff. I would assume that too, but he just only broke his ankle. So that's what Chloe's like. You need to assess the situation before you use your fucking powers, and because you're taking away time from me and Rachel because you just keep reminding without looking at the situation. Not gonna lie, that kind of hurt me because like I was like, hey Chloe, yo, back up, yo. But Chloe is kind of right. She's right. Like, hey, you need to assess the situation before you just start using your powers, because you could be fucking up. Yeah, Max doesn't need to be the hero at all times, and I think because of a lot of shit that's been going on since the first book and the Life is Strange game, that Max has a savior complex, and she has to unlearn it, work through it, and I think she's gonna get better. Now since it only has like 3 chapters instead of 4, like I'm really excited to read volume 5. I will be start reading that maybe Monday. I don't know when I'm going to do another live stream, but I will be reading that Monday. So I'm gonna just say like this: next week I will be doing volume 5 and 6, and then I'm gonna be starting Clementine's book for another book review, and then get into anime series. So be prepared for a lot of book reviews, and then later this month I will be ordering some more books. So I appreciate y'all. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. I will be uploading this Sunday, so make sure y'all watch volume 3, like, comment, and let me know your thoughts. Deuces.